What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to talk about no matter what you do for a narcissist, it will never be good enough. You could put your life on the line for the narcissist, and they'll still find a reason to complain that you could have done it another way. They make you think that you did way too much to accomplish them, when either way it goes, you do too much for them, period. And there is no pleasing a narcissist. Notice when you do something that satisfies them, they think of a way to string you along to do more. For example, they say things like, "Oh, perfect, that was good, but I may need you to do a small favor for me again, so be on standby." And when they do that, and they put it that way, it's not a compliment. And it doesn't show appreciation. If anything, they're reserving your time for the future without even asking, will you be available? Which is a small way of controlling you. Narcissists are very selfish and inconsiderate, and they will use you until you have nothing else to give. And then they'll have the nerve to say things like they expected a little bit more from you. They ask for more than what they need, more than what they can consume. They stay guarded by anything that serves you because they feel entitled to some of it. They are very greedy and they are very critical of everything. So no matter what, they've already made it up in their mind that nothing is good enough for them. Now, children of narcissistic parents are affected by this the most because it starts in childhood, and throughout the upbringing, they typically find themselves doing everything to please people because the parents made them think that no matter what, they weren't good enough. And one example of that is a child brings home a report card of, say, 5 A's and 1 C. The only thing that stands out to the narcissistic parent is that C. And this leaves the child thinking that all the hard work they put into accomplishing a report card, pretty much a straight A report card, none of that matters. Because the only thing that stands out now to their child is the C. So that's the only thing they take with them, is that they're not good enough. They can do better. They become so hard on their children, pushing them to the point to where they become hopeless. They develop low self-esteem at a very young age. And well into adulthood, there's like victims of narc abuse. They either become victims of narc abuse, or they will either expect people to go above and beyond for them. But it'll never be enough because they will become people pleasers with low self-esteem. No matter what. Either they'll feel like they're not enough to people. They will never feel confident within themselves because they were brought up that way to think that they got to go harder. They're not enough. You gotta do more. It becomes a mindset, a very toxic mindset at that. And this affects relationships all across the board with anyone who's had to deal with narc abuse and their upbringing, because it's hard for them to deal with people in their everyday life without either becoming controlling or either being under control, for feeling that they're not good enough or they deserve better. Even when people have given their best, they will never receive it that way. Again, it's a mindset. And narcissists have this thing with them where, they feel the right to trespass, to please other people. And like I said before, they will use you to get new supply because it's all about image to them. But narcissists aren't the only people that do this. You know, victims of narcissists also do it, and they become quite narcissistic in their own ways. And I mean us, not pointing out anyone. I'm not standing above all. I'm saying us as a whole, you know. And I mean, we all carry narc traits, but at the end of the day, it's about our intentions for doing what we do, you know. And I believe that our intentions, either it's about control, you know, no matter how it makes people feel. If it's about control in a bad way, like, I'm going to do something that pleases me, no matter if it makes you uncomfortable. That's very narcissistic. And there's a problem with that. And we definitely have to check ourselves when we become that way and become more aware of our personality. If we are open to that. If we're open to look into the mirror and think about what is it about myself that I can change. If we become aware enough to know that I think people are pulling away or people are starting to see me a certain way, because of something I'm doing. That's a good thing when we become aware of our own ways. But yes, no matter what, you do for a full-blown narcissist person, they have bad habits. And the person who failed to see the error in their own ways, a person who fails to stand corrected when they should, nothing will ever be enough for them. And when you find yourself dealing with somebody like this, who makes you feel this way, they have a pattern of behaviors that I just described, you should consider safely cutting them off immediately if you can, or finding ways to deal with them that doesn't, take you completely out of your comfort zone. Because narcissists, they will completely suck you dry of everything and then have the nerve to criticize you because you just don't have the energy to keep going, because you don't have the get up and go. They'll criticize you for losing yourself. They'll criticize you when you're feeling down and out. They will kick you when you're down. They find ways to make you feel like you've become that way on your own because you didn't make the right decisions for your own life. When the whole while you never made any decisions for yourself, only them, to please them. And again, until we realize what we're doing because of how it makes us feel, that's the only way we're going to come from up under that control. Because it's all about mind control. If the narcissist could get inside your mind and make you believe such a thing, then you will live by that. And the worst case scenario is just becoming so deep in up under that type of control that you never come out of it. And you never experience living a happy and peaceful life. Because you live the remaining of your life, your entire life, pleasing other people or pleasing that certain person or doing things to prove that you could do better. And there's no joy in that. There's no satisfaction in your accomplishments if it's only to please someone else. That satisfaction and pride in self should come for wanting to do it for ourselves, not for other people. So again, no matter what you do for a narcissist, it will never be enough. So the message is just stop trying, because it's not worth it. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.